This is the 5th annual anniversary for the Thousand Ties annual event. The founder, Jowan Smith. She is the glue of this organization. And to see all these people out here today really warms my heart.
Good morning, everybody.
I was honored to be the opening speaker to welcome everybody coming in today. So I had the opportunity to share some of my experiences of why I'm here, what brought me here, my purpose in life, so that I can show other people that I come from where you come from.
Beer and some honey.
Get involved. We want you to give it your all because ultimately it's about empowering you, right?
If y'all don't remember nothing else I say, again, that's why I asked you, will you be great? Because the only competition you have in life is you.
And I was the keynote speaker today, but what was the biggest surprise was the founder, Jowan Smith, gave me the Humanitarian Award, which I was just so honored to receive that.
Because we will be responsible for our future. So now what they say is, let actions speak louder than words.
You know, and like the title was, we see you. It just shows that you don't know who's watching, that people do see the hard work that you commit to in our community. And this is a great event that really is needed. You need to know that we need more mentors to make sure that we make impact, because they are our future. They are our investment. If we don't invest in them, then we're actually not investing in ourselves.
So every day that you wake up is a blessing, right? And the first thing you want to do is show some gratitude.
Hi, I'm Jowan Smith, the CEO of 1000 Ties, and I'm so excited about everything that's happening here at the 5th annual 1000 Ties event. We had so many great speakers, so many amazing families, and if you didn't make it this year, don't worry, we'll be back next year. Come on, be a part of the fun and all of the empowerment for our young men.
You know, go to the next step or think differently. So we have a lot of candid conversations.
We've reached the part of the program where we do the tie ceremony.
When I'm helping you tie your tie, I'm also sprinkling a little bit of knowledge into your ear to say, hey, young man, make sure that when you out here and you're dealing with people, make sure that you're looking them in the eye. Make sure you're shaking their hand and pull your pants up.
I thought it was pretty good. When I get back to my school, I'm gonna tell all my friends and all my clubs about it.
Hi, my name is Yuri Dixon. I am a third-year student at Eastern Michigan University, attending the 1000 Ties Scholarship, and today I am a recipient, and I would like to thank everyone for choosing me.
We really here because we just want to get some mentorship.
So today I was asked to serve on a panel with other professionals. Today we talked to the young men just about life, about our background, our story, the importance of mental health and health care, basically giving the young men a lot of advice and a lot of gems to help them get through high school into college.
We had so many great speakers, so many amazing families, and if you didn't make it this year, don't worry, we'll be back next year. Come on, be a part of the fun and all of the empowerment for our young men.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Pulling Experience, guys. We have another great edition, guys. Episode 262, road to 300. Here we come. Okay, so we have an amazing group with us today. We have Miss Brittany. We got Robbie guest hosting with us today. And we got Mr. Jowan Smith with us today. And man, and we got y'all can't see her, but we got legendary Miss Sam walks in here in the building. You know, we got Steve in the camera, and we got Miss Michelle back there too. But y'all, we had a great episode for y'all tonight. The creator of 1000 Ties, Arthur, community advocate, and just a phenomenal person overall. So thank you for coming on tonight.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, like everyone on the podcast, I like to start at the beginning. Team born and raised?
Yes.
So
Grew up on Huff.
you already know. You already know. Let me one time with the Huff one time. So let me actually we're growing up Huff because I've been on Huff.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go. So that being said, growing up was entrepreneurship, being an author, was all these things already inside of you, or you feel like they came later on, like the things you've been through?
So I've always been an entrepreneur. I was the kid doing yard sales and stealing the popcorn, bagging it up, and selling little bags of popcorn.
Oh, that's new. I ain't heard that one. That's good.
My mama used to buy those big super-sized bags, and I would take them and divide it into little sandwich bags.
See, okay. See, back then we used to take Kool-Aid packets with the sugar. Yeah.
Yes, I've always been an entrepreneur. Author, I kind of just stumbled into that. That was never a part of the plan. It still kind of shocks me.
No, listen. So that being said, because you have a phenomenal organization, 1,000 Ties. I know I got hit to 1,000 Ties. I had seen, can't remember his name. It was, I just know I seen the impact it was having on the young men that unfortunately they had access to ties. And what people don't know, as a young black man myself, I didn't have a tie. Unfortunately, and then you had an interview where you had that event where you need to get dressed up, and you don't have, unfortunately, access to those things. So when you think, I think what you're doing is phenomenal. So how did that come to be?
So it actually went back to Huff.
Okay.
So I was living on Huff with my son, and he wanted to wear a tie to middle school. He was always an overachiever. They actually called him Judge. And
shout to yourself.
So he wanted to wear a tie to school, but he didn't know how. So I'm asking all my Huff friends, like, you down the street, come teach my son how to tie a tie. Everybody got the deer in the headlights. Like, nobody could. None of, even if the OGs, none of them could come up and show him. I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird. So he ended up going on YouTube. And so he taught himself on YouTube. And so I actually was at a father's meeting at his school with Al Grimes and a whole bunch of other guys. And I'm like, y'all should do this day, just take the young men and teach them how to tie a tie. And so a whole year goes past. I run into Al again, and he says, well, what happened with that idea? I said, nobody did it. And so Al says, you know what, if you do it, I will support you. And I'm like, well, I'm a woman. He said, but you're a mother.
Come on, man.
So I said, well, as long as you got my back, I'm going to go ahead and, move forward with this. And so my idea was to get our young men together for a day and bring everyday men from the community. So not your big basketball players or NFL players, but people they see every day, the mailman, the teacher, the custodian, those everyday people, the bus driver, and kind of surround them and give them a day of support. And so it just kind of blossomed from there.
Couple of hype buttons for that. One, because you see a need. And a lot of us will see a need and not act upon it, right? You did. And that's phenomenal right there. And the fact that you, like, I know growing up for me, it was the guys in church for me, the deacons, the pastor, all that good stuff. But like you said, the mailman, like everyday people that people unfortunately take for granted. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what they do. You're doing phenomenal things with what you're doing. So shout out to that. Shout out to that. So let me ask you this. Let's talk about the beginning stage, because like you said, when you first started, it took a year, right? Let's talk about how if someone wanted to start their own organization or nonprofit, how would they go about doing it now that you have your own?
So my journey was kind of non-traditional, is what I call it. I started my business in pitch competitions. And so I was in the Cleveland Leadership Center Accelerate competition in 2017 with my first business, which is called Getting Our Babies to College 101. And so the idea of that was to help families become resources and advocates for their children, because where I'm from Huff, a lot of us did not go to college, or a lot of our parents might not have went to college. So when it comes to preparing for what's after high school, nobody was really there to support us, especially if you weren't one of the 4.0 students. They really didn't have resources for those families. And so this led me on a journey of trying to help families be advocates for their children, and also those children that didn't have family support. So my daughter played sports, but she had dyslexia. So she was actually told, oh, you're just going to go into food service. Like, that's what you're going to do. And she's like, no, I want to go to college. Like, I want to play sports in college. And so that kind of motivated me to start doing my research and learning how to, get her ready, how to get scholarships, how to make this possible, because she was determined. She was going. Now that you told her she couldn't, she definitely going.
Come on now.
And so that led to me getting in the Accelerate competition in 2017, and I won my education category. And so one of the judges was Eric Gordon. And so what Eric Gordon did the day after was he had his people come find me. And so that next week I had a meeting with Eric Gordon. That next week I had a contract. So I always tell people my business had legs before it had a body.
Come on.
So I had to kind of create a business. It was like, hold on, wait a minute. Like the check is right here. But
The check is already
the check is here. The contract is here.
Come on now.
Now I actually got to show and prove. Like I'm talking about it, and I got to actually do it. And so it was about me actually putting together all of the things that I did know about creating a business to try and hurry up and put something together so I could, confirm this contract and get to work. And so from there, 1,000 Ties came about 2 years later. And so I went back to the pitch competition because I'm like, well, I got money last time. I'm going to run it back and see what happens.
Like the back.
And so this time I actually won. And so I'm the first woman to ever win the Cleveland Leadership Center Accelerate competition. And so I won with 1,000 Ties, and then the pandemic hit. So it was like, okay, I got this idea. They loving it. How do I pivot and make this work? And so it went into a whole, reaching out to mentors, Eric Gordon, Kyle Long. I just started, how can I still make this happen now that we in the house because we couldn't come outside. And so it was about creating a pivot for the business.
Come on now.
So, like I said, my journey was kind of different from what normal people would usually have because I had these pitch competitions and the support of the judges in the pitch competition.
But that's dope because I got a couple things from that right there. That being in the right room, right people, you don't know what can happen or whatnot. That's one. And like you said, like before it even manifested, you already had the money, which I speak over your life today. That's good stuff right there. And like I said, and I didn't know about the other organization, so you already had the work ethic to put forth in the next endeavor. So that's dope right there.
Yeah, I was kind of in this struggle, and I actually like to speak to people about this part because Getting Our Babies to College is a for-profit. 1,000 Ties is a nonprofit. And so what a lot of people struggle with is deciding, should I go nonprofit, should I go for-profit? And for me, it was personal because with Getting Our Babies to College, I wanted those school contracts. If I'm nonprofit, I can't get those school contracts. So now I use Getting Our Babies to College to actually fuel 1,000 Ties.
Come on now. Let's break that down. Because we need a nonprofit there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so with the nonprofits, you can get grants. And so that allows us to have our mentoring program and our give backs that we do, our annual events and things like that. But with my for-profit, I use curriculum that I created to actually go into the schools and get contracts. And so I'm able to kind of bring both together so I can give my kids mentors, even though they're getting life skill classes from Getting Our Babies to College. So I'm actually using both businesses at the same time.
Come on now. So I got a friend. He has a podcast. And he wants to teach podcasting in school. So would you recommend him doing a nonprofit or a for-profit to get in the school with the babies?
So you can swing this both ways because it's grants. There's grants available that you can apply for, so you can create a nonprofit wing. You just name it something different than what your actual for-profit is.
We'll talk afterwards. Not my friend with the moment now.
We have to write that down.
Yeah, you can definitely hit both sides. Like I have a friend that has a school, I won't mention the name of it, but they have both. And so, to satisfy, make sure you're doing your nonprofit work, there's always, a give back. You give back in many different ways. You could, if these schools are paying, but this school, really doesn't have that kind of money, maybe you donate a class or two. So you're satisfying both needs.
Come on now.
No, okay, so that's a lot of information, very valuable information. So is that something that you were able to research and find out yourself, or did you have someone mentor-wise that kind of gave you a little bit of the game so that way you know how to go about this?
I do a lot of stumbling.
Okay, come on now. Don't be all.
I make sure I'm able to get in rooms where I can be a sponge. And so I always give Eric his credit. Eric Gordon has opened so many doors for me. He has put me in so many rooms. He's opened so many opportunities for me that I probably would have never got these opportunities, and I know it. I know it. You know, people have told me, you know, before I got going, what was really my big motivation is I was told you're just a parent. Excuse me. Like that was the foot on the gas. I'm just a parent. Okay.
You see, that's a motivation right there.
I got you. And I got me and Eric we still to this day. Whenever I get an award, I guarantee you, if you look at my pictures, Eric Gordon's standing right there.
Come on now.
He shows up. It's genuine. It's real because he supports and he sees the value in what it is I'm trying to bring for not only the families but for the community. So I just be a sponge. I get in those rooms and I sit quietly and I listen.
Smart. I like it. You absorb very quickly too. It would take me years and months to try to figure out.
It's a lot of bumps, and the problem is people don't want to help other people. It's this crab in the bucket thing where people don't want to share. I don't mind sharing because it's enough money for everybody.
Like gatekeeping or something.
We getting rid of that this year. Gatekeeping my.
Got the last name, got the date and all. Yeah, I got you.
No.
Yeah, man.
But
how you deal with him, Chill?
But shout out to because most people they don't wanna I was in church pastor in real. He said raise that.
Oh, okay.
He said it perfectly. He said, don't tell me who you're over, tell me who you're under.
That's right.
And not enough people recognize that and whatnot. They don't give the appropriate the appropriate acknowledgement that hey, someone showed me, and now I want to be able to show the next person the same thing. Which, by the way, are you mentoring others?
So I took a break. I was mentoring people, but then my stuff was kind of taking a hit. So I kind of had to pull back. So I did a couple programs like Sea Change, and I mentored, a few people. But then it's like I can't help you if I'm not full. So I kind of had to, pull back on the mentoring a little bit just to kind of focus on what's next, what's the succession plan, what happens next for what it is that I'm trying to do. So at this point, I'm not really mentoring.
Okay, I was going to ask you, one more.
I mean, I have a couple people that probably call me they mentor. They call me, so I don't ever turn anybody away. If you call me, I definitely, but like on a regular, I'm not really mentoring.
Gotcha.
Now, how is the balance? How do you balance all of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis? What is your normal day look like?
My day is very crazy. So I have 2 businesses. I have 7 books. And then I also do commercial modeling. So I am very, very busy, but Sunday is my day. So Sunday is my regroup day. It's my, get my mind together, me time, my space time. So I had to shut stuff down because initially I was just going. And it was to the point where I was just so exhausted, I wasn't really bringing value to my own brand.
Wow.
So I had to make sure I found time for me. So I make sure I balance it, and I've learned to delegate. It's hard to delegate when it's your baby. Like that's, I found that probably to be like my biggest challenge, being able to delegate. But I think I'm in a space now where I have people that I trust, and that is, hard because you have people around, and then people they sponge, but they like sponging for the wrong reason. Like they sponge to duplicate or to steal instead of sponging to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of hard, but once you get those key people, then it becomes a little bit easier to try and balance things out. But you definitely have to be very strategic with who you have around and get some NDAs too.
What's the NDA? What's the NDA?
All right, we can roll with it. So for the viewers that are watching, what is NDA? Just so that we can make sure they're following along.
You're not stealing my stuff.
Okay.
Flat out. You're going to sign this paper. You're not stealing anything because, like I was telling you prior to, I just went through a whole trademark situation. But that was because I wasn't educated. Nobody taught me that, you need to buy all of the domains for your business, that you need to protect not only the name, but the logos. Even, like, you can't put my face or my name on anything unless I tell you, okay, I own my face, I own my name. You have to buy your name.
Yeah.
So you have to protect yourself. Because
Look,
people,
look, we all like, I will pull up on somebody so fast. Like when you said 10 grand, I was like,
yes,
I can book a
10
flight for less than that. We
grand.
pull up today.
It cost me 10 grand to buy my own stuff
That's
back.
crazy.
Wow.
When you look at the long scheme of things, it's 10 grand right now, but it's saving you a lot of time.
100%.
Effort
100%.
later on.
It was a terrible lesson to learn that way. But thankfully, I have people around me that are looking out for me because I didn't know. One of my mentors actually caught it, and they had a whole website. Like they had almost copied and pasted everything.
Whoa.
Even their logo, like how my logo is a bow tie and a regular tie. Theirs was the opposite. It was a bow tie, regular tie, but it was like different how it was set up.
How do you regulate that? Because I would have been very upset.
I was hot. Hot. And then I was even more upset because they were black people. So I'm like, well, why do y'all, how can we sit down? Maybe we can kind of collaborate and figure out how to work this together. And they didn't want to do that. So I said, I put my lawyer on it. Shut them down.
Hey, listen. Shout out to lawyers.
We still have old school common law. If you Google our 1,000 ties, we have news clippings. We
were first.
Yeah, we have so much on the internet in our name that there's no way that they can say, "Oh, we had it first." No, you didn't.
Can you Google us real quick while we're here?
Yeah, so now I Google myself every week. I Google every brand every week.
It almost baffles you to see that people actually have the audacity.
The
To copy and paste.
And I know when they looked it up, they saw we existed.
Yeah.
So why not call? Because we've been on the news. I mean, we just had national news. We had MSNBC come follow us for a couple weeks last summer, and we went viral. So it doesn't take much when you put the name in for it to come up. So all you have to do is call.
They can't be confused in any way, shape, or form. I understand that.
So it happened. So protect yourself.
Protect yourself. Listen. All right, hold on a second notes because I know look. We should Google oh yes, ma'am. Thank you. I wish I would.
You have everything. I even own every name of every book that I wrote.
So let's transition. Let's talk about you being an author because everyone say they're author now. Everyone say they're author. They make one caption on Twitter. They're like, I'm author now or whatnot.
Right.
Let's talk about that. How did that come to be?
Okay, so my first book, I worked in media for a long time, and so I worked with Robin Hill. She used to have the Author Summit, and so she was honoring Margaret Bernstein, and so she asked me to be the moderator with Margaret, and I was so pumped because Margaret is awesome. Like she got Emmys and Grammys and all type of stuff, and so I was so excited. And so during the interview, Margaret's like, "Have you ever wrote a book?" I'm like, "I don't write books." And she was like, "Have you ever journaled?" And I'm like, "Well, when I'm doing my research to create my curriculum, I journal." And so I had just took my grandson and my son on a college tour in North Carolina. And so I had all of these notes about my grandson's experience. And he was only 2. So I'm writing down everything that he's seeing as a toddler. And so I was telling her, I said, "Well, I wrote about my grandson, when we went to the tour." And she was like, "Well, that's a book." And I'm like, "Margaret, it's not a book. It's some notes for my, curriculum or whatever." She's like, "It's a book and I'm gonna edit it." So now I'm pumped. Like, oh my goodness, like she got all these big awards. She want to edit my book. Let's do it. And so that's how Zakari Goes to College came about. That was my first book.
That's dope. And like you just said, there were notes, but that was a book or whatnot. And I think we all have books inside of us. So I got some books then. I got some text messages. I got whatnot.
Get to it.
Yes, ma'am. So what would you recommend for someone just starting out who wants to? But what we looking back now?
Well, I'll say this. So I'm a dream writer. So all of my books, like my Grandma Hattie's Ice Cream, that's actually my top book. It's won 4 awards. It's been on Amazon top 25 2 times. So it's even in a coloring book now. We're about to release it in Spanish, so it's still doing good. So I'm gonna keep running it back.
Come on now.
It'll even be a game next year. So we're making it. We play memory and you flip it. So the pictures are ice cream scoops in there. So we're gonna make it so it's gonna be a game. So I said as long as it's still doing numbers, I'm gonna keep running it. So what I tell people is my dreams are books.
So I was working on the next Zakari book, and I kept dreaming about my grandmother that make ice cream. So she used to make ice cream in a wood churner when we was little. And I kept dreaming about her, and I was having a writer's block when I was working on the Zakari book, and I was so frustrated. And I'm like, okay, Grandma, you keep coming to me in this dream. Like, what are you trying to tell me? The next night, I dreamed about ice cream. I said, that's it. So I tell people, if it's there, just start writing it down. Even if you have to talk text or talk type, just get it down and walk away from it for a week. When you go back to it, if it's still feeling like it's burning for you, that's a book.
Come on now.
And sometimes you taking notes and it's, it's just notes. But like sometimes it's not really a book. You just journaling. But sometimes it's something that could help somebody else.
I'm gonna put it over there all night. That's good. That's good. And I tell you, people in a heartbeat, like you don't know the audience you have until you put it out there. You'll be surprised.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that, because I have 7 published titles now. And so as I write, I just keep watching things that my grandkids do and things that I see the kids in the school do. And I'm like, oh, they need to learn about that. So the second Zakari book is Zakari's Carnival Adventure. So he gets lost at a carnival. So I partnered with the retired Cleveland detective. And so she actually co-wrote the book with me. And she put safety tips in the book.
Come on now.
So we're working on a partnership with Cleveland Police now to go out and, kind of just stress the importance of what to do when you get lost, what to do when you run into a stranger, this type of thing. So all of my books have some sort of learning component to it.
Bring it back now. Come on now. So let me ask you, where are these ideas coming from? Because I think that's dope. That what was initially a book from your dream and now something that's going to help people when they're in distress or whatnot. How do you keep these great ideas flowing?
It doesn't stop. I honestly, I really don't know when I sleep because usually I'm up at 3 and that's when I'm writing because something in this dream came to me and I need to put it down. And so a lot of people, stuff will come and they just brush it off. You might have just brushed off your $1 million ticket. Like write it down, walk away from it for a week, come back to it. And if it's still fire, make it happen. And also don't depend on AI. A lot of people now are writing AI books. Don't let AI write your book. If it's inside of you, you have to write what you know and what's coming from within inside of you. All of my books are personal. All of my books feature characters of color, and they all feature someone from my family. So my family's legacy will live forever. My books are in libraries all over the country. So that's important to me.
That's dope. It's this real estate developer that I follow. She's the first Black real estate. It's only 2 in the country, right? So where she developed her the block she purchased, every block is one of her kids' names. And I thought it was so dope because no matter the street light won't be there, it's gonna have her kid's name. And that's so dope that the legacy of your family will live on forever.
I love it. My little cousin Aubrey is actually, so this book has my great grandmother in it that made ice cream, and then I put my cousin Aubrey, so it's my cousin's daughter. So it's like 2 generations gap. So a lot of people are like, well, that doesn't make sense. Aubrey would have never met Grandma Hattie. I said it's about your creativity, it's about your thought process. So now Aubrey, who is in the 2nd grade now, she reads this book to her friends at school. So she gets to read it every year in her class, and she's in this book.
That's amazing.
So that to me is, every time she send me a video, I'm just so excited because this is a legacy that she didn't even know she was going to get, but it's there. It's pretty cool. Like, hey, that's me in the book.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So let me ask you this. What keeps you motivated? Because it sounds like no limits, right? No bounds. You're like, if it's in me, I'm gonna do it. But what keeps you going? Because I know, like you said earlier, like sometimes you're not overwhelmed, but it's to be a lot. What keeps you going now?
Well, my grandmother, every time I would get some sort of acknowledgement or release another book, I would give it to her, I would talk to her about it or show it to her, and she'd be like, okay, what's next? Like, it was just never, like, don't get settled, don't get complacent, don't get comfortable, like, what's next? And so that always rings in my head every time something happens. Okay, what's next?
That's good.
Like, challenge yourself. Like, that, it always ring in my head. You just a parent. It burns me up.
I'm in laugh.
It burns me up.
But I remember watching this Kobe Bryant interview, and he said the same thing. Someone was like, "You want to be a basketball player?" And he gave me statistics of how how many basketball players a year. They said that's all you need to hear. And that, and Michael Jordan, when he won his when he was at the Hall of Fame, they said the person that he mentioned the people he mentioned the coach who cut him in high school at his Hall of Fame speech, mind you, and like. I forgot what they call it, but some people are propelled by being told what they cannot do.
It's crazy that people think they beating you down and they really just encouraging you.
Right.
I did a whole keynote speech at Tri-C for a graduation a couple years ago, and that's what it was called. You more than just a.
Tie that up, somebody. That's not right there. More than just a. That is so good.
That is good. So listen, I know you you have your nonprofit and profit, author. What else do you envision seeing yourself tackle as far as like something that you've been having an itch to want to try?
Well, I don't know. I really love writing. I love writing. I want to advance into young adult books. So I think that's probably the next phase for me. Because I really love writing. I love the response. I love when people, like I can go in Richmond high schools right now and they'll be like, oh, that's the Maya. Like they might not remember my name, but they know the name of my book. And so for me, that's a connection. And so I like that. So if I could be like a traveling author,
come on now.
I want my books to be in schools all over the country. They're already in libraries, but I want children to be able to see themselves in a character. Like a lot of the kids think that's Medea on the front of the book. So I said that's what's gonna get you to pick it up and read it. It's Medea, But I love the experience of being able to go in and read with the kids, and the books are very interactive, so they get to read back with me. So it's like a lot of call and response, and I love it.
Okay, all right. So taking your author and propelling it to the younger adults. I like it.
So I'm thinking, write a book, right? It'd be about like Black Harry Potter, but he'd do podcasting. Magical Mike. No, we'll work on that.
That's your book, right?
Exactly it. Thank you for recognizing.
Because I can only write about what I know. I don't know nothing about that.
You know you're wrong. Trying to get you to do all the work and he just have his picture posted on the cover.
Like,
I tried. No, but that's what's up. So we talk about, and Brittany kind of asked a question, but we talk about the past, we talk about the present, we talk about the future and whatnot. I mean, I know we just asked you what you see in the future. What is the future like for you when it's all said and done, all right, and you have done everything God's called you to do? What does retired Miss Smith look like?
So retired Miss Smith will still be doing book reading because I love it, and I really just have a good time with the kids. I guess I'm a big kid or something, but I really enjoy doing that. And I want 1,000 times our annual event. I want it to be in every high poverty rate city in the country.
Come on now.
I would like to just come in and present the humanitarian awards and just be a part of the experience. I love having that one-on-one interaction with the families. Like if you ever come to our event, you'll see me. I'm out moving around, mixing and mingling. I'm meeting all of the people. I like that one-on-one connection. I'm not the CEO in the back.
Right.
I'm out there meeting and mingling and having a good time with the family. So I would love to, just be able to go and watch it grow. Not be a part of the actual planning anymore, but just be able to just come in, peek my head in, speak to people, and just watch, what it's turned into.
So with that being said, this is a portion of the Philip Experience where we like to ask everyone these 4 questions. Reason being because each one is like a snowflake, right? And 262 episodes, I love them. So the first one I want to ask you is that Cleveland, and you are a perfect example of collaboration as best, right? But unfortunately, Cleveland has a reputation of not being collaborative. Very much so, right? Okay. You see,
it's very tough here.
Right? Very tough here. You listen. Y'all, I hope y'all hear. With that being said, how do you think we can change that narrative? In your opinion?
People just got to put their egos to the side. I mean, as long as you're protecting your brand, get those trademarks, protect your entity, what's wrong with working with other people?
Yeah.
So people have to get their egos out of the way. They have to see that it's more than one check available. I think people feel like it's one check, and if I can't get it, then I'm going to talk stuff about this person. I'm going to talk this person down. When it's lots of checks.
Yeah.
There's lots of ways to, touch the community. It's lots of ways to make your impact. It's lots of ways, like Cleveland could be so much bigger than what it is as far as our entrepreneurs and the events that we do and the things that are happening here. But everybody's so scared to see the other person grow. If that person grow, I always use the example, my daughter went to school with Markel Johnson. I don't know if you know who he is, but he played basketball for East Tech, one of the best basketball high school players in Cleveland in years. And when he would play, the rest of his players just loved it because all of the scouts came. So they came to see Markel, but so many other kids got scholarships because they was there to see Markel. But look at that point guard.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that center.
That's
so
so good.
if one person wins here, the people are going to come. They're going to see everybody.
Come on now.
So I don't understand why people don't, maybe we all need to lift this one person up because they the closest to the finish line.
Yeah.
Help them get there. And then we all can win. So I just would like to see people just not be so messy and catty and just be open to collaboration.
Yeah, that's good. Come on.
You should write a book about that.
No, look.
That's a good book.
Come on now.
But the messy people probably won't read it.
The right ones will.
It ain't for them. Right. It ain't for them. No, that's good. And I like to think here at the Pull-Up Experience, we're disrupting that, I like that we have had everyone in the city to a certain extent, right? And I don't care if you're that side, you on this side today, the pull-up side.
I appreciate the platform because there aren't a lot of people that allow people to not only tell their story, but to actually mingle ideas. Like so many people are scared because people think people don't steal stuff. I mean, and it's happened to me. Somebody trying to do it right now, but they don't know I got a great legal team, so they better buckle up. But it's it's amazing to have platforms that allow people to be able to put it out there like, hey, this is what I'm doing and I'm open. Because sometimes people don't know you open.
Yeah.
Right. So if they see it, maybe they like, okay, well, I didn't know I could reach out to that person because I have people tell me my resting face pretty bad. So I think that might stop some people. But I'm not mean. I just have a rough resting face.
That's funny. I mean, I laugh, but like everybody being like, Brandon, me. I'm not really me. I chill out.
But if you go say hello to somebody you don't know.
You don't know. You're right.
You can't sit on the other side of the room and be just like, you gotta go open your mouth. That's what networking's for.
Hey, listen. I'll tell a story about Jowan. I was in the parking lot. I was getting out of the car, and Jowan was like, Brandon. I'm like, Mama, where you at, Mom? She's like, no, it's me over here. And like, y'all don't know. Everybody think I'll be on Instagram, just be on Instagram, be on Instagram. I do not. I be on there with intention. I be trying to find dope people. So I got a hit list, you know what I'm saying? I be like, okay, I know dope people when I see them, And like, she was like, hey, I'm going to be on your show. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Say less.
Because I follow you, and we've been in rooms together, but it's always so many people talking, and then it's hard to, sometimes have that connection, even though you're in the same room. Yeah. So when I saw you, I'm like, oh, I'm going to grab him right now.
Yes, ma'am. She was. I respect it, though. I respect it. I was like, you okay? Yeah. All right. And where we at right now? What was that? I was like, what, 2 weeks ago? Two
That was the Power Bread.
Power Bread, yeah. We here now. So listen, Power Bread shit is best. With that being said, my last question to you is, who would you like to collaborate in the future?
Okay. So one person that I really wanted to collaborate with, Lozelle Siller from the Gentleman's Cave, we are collaborating for our event in February. So it's now not just the 1,000 Ties event, it's the 1,000 Ties Gentleman Summit.
Oh, come on.
So
that's dope.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm excited about that collaboration. Micah Dixon came to our event last year. And so her story is something else. And I'm like, her story and my story, I think we could do some powerful stuff for mothers. So I would love to collaborate with Michael.
So it's funny, we have Mike coming on to pull up soon or whatnot. So hey, y'all part of the family now.
I think we could do something major for our mothers because I think mothers get ignored.
Come on now, shout out to the mamas though. Shout out to the mamas.
We get ignored, especially boy moms. We get ignored like we don't need resources and we probably need more resources. And so I really would love to collaborate with her. She don't know I'm gonna be calling her soon.
Come on now.
She did give me her number at the event. So
listen, she watching right now. She watching right now.
I'm gonna be reaching out because I think that there needs to be something for the moms. Like at our event, we have the moms chat. So we do have a little something at the event, but we need something ongoing. Like moms need support.
Come on now.
And people are just they overlooking us, and it's I don't understand it.
So I'll collab with you too.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I want to do something powerful. Like I went to the women's conference last summer. Did anybody else go to that? It was down at the Huntington Center.
Yeah. Oh, the R.A. Vernon and Metro Hall.
Yes.
Okay.
That was so powerful.
Okay.
That was an amazing event. And collaboration was off the hook. It was so many different entities. Like I was just in heaven. Like this is what we can do if everybody put their egos to the side.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, the space was packed. And it was it was something to do for everybody. I loved it.
Vibration is best.
That's true. So listen, I mean, we have had having a fun time with you. Just learning more about your story, just knowing how you are influencing our youth is just phenomenal work that you're doing. And we appreciate you. And I'm sure, those that are watching also being inspired as well. So there's no doubt that legacy for you will be great. So speaking of legacy, what would you like the legacy to be for yourself as an individual, Mrs. Smith? And what would you like the legacy to be for everything that you have underneath you? Because there's still more to come, it sounds like.
Well, I would like for my legacy to be that I was more than just a single mother from Huff. I raised 2 kids, one being a boy, and my boy is 6'6", 260-some pounds. So you know what that looks like for him in the world.
Sure.
So I want my legacy to be that, somebody told him the other day that single moms can't raise good men. And he got very offended because he said, my mama did a good job.
Right.
So I want my legacy to be, not that I was just a mom, but that I was a visionary, that I was a person that created opportunities for other people, that I was always a person that people could go to for advice, for networking, I just want to be known as a person that was for the people.
Yeah, for sure.
I can see that. And my business legacy, I want everybody to learn how to tie.
Okay. That's right.
Girls, boys, young, old, I don't care. The life skills that we teach are ones that they don't teach in the schools, ones that they used to teach back when we were in school and they took them out. Like this week, we were doing checks and filling out an envelope and learning how to address a letter. And these are things the kids are like, well, when am I going to use this? You never know. But at least if you need to, you know how.
That's right.
And so I want those kids to look back when they have to fill out an envelope and be like, Miss Smith wasn't playing. Like, I really needed to learn this. So I'm just hoping to continue to be that puzzle, that piece to the puzzle that, the Lord has put me here to be for as long as I can be. So I'm hoping that that's what my legacy will be, that, I was able to just take things that are basic to us and be able to teach it to as many young people as possible.
Okay.
It's a great legacy.
That is a great legacy indeed. Well, listen, this time with you has been splendid, darling. Yeah. And like I said, I'm sure those that are watching, those that are listening, also just inspired, motivated, and encouraged through your journey and through what you are doing, as an advocate for our youth. So when we have to take everything that you have given us and kind of condensing it on down, what would be 3 takeaways someone can be able to gather from today's episode?
So my closing that I always use is that my pain point became my mission, but it was always my purpose.
That's the title.
That is the title.
That's the title. That's the title. That's so good.
So yeah, that's my pain point became my mission, but it was always my purpose.
Wow.
And
that'd be a title. That's the title of something. I don't. That's the title of this episode. That's a title of
Somebody
something.
build it. That's good.
Oh yeah. That's a memoir. Yeah.
Trademark.
Yeah, trademark.
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I always close with that, so I am working on
T-shirt,
that.
son, I'm wearing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be a nice foot tip. There be your other little venture right there. Remember, we just talked about it. There you go.
And then I also want people, because like deeper into my story, like a lot of things that I've had to deal with while going through this. So I have lupus. 2 years ago, I beat cancer's tail.
Amen.
So I always tell people that no matter what you're going through, there is light, and you just gotta push. And it's gonna be some dark days. I don't tell anybody that my journey is easy by no means, because there's some days I can't even get out of the bed because lupus is kicking my tail. But at the end, I'm always thinking about, like, what's the end goal? What's the end goal? I got to get my butt up from here. What's the end goal? So no feeling sorry for yourself. Push through.
Okay. All right. Those are great. Probably one of the best takeaways I've heard, actually.
Should we put minister in this? Also on the resume? Did you bring it today?
I just feel like sometimes people feel like they are in the fight by themselves. And even those of us who, like me, like to pour into other people, you're not by yourself. We just got to get past this pride and open up and talk to people. Like, we're so prideful and we keep so much stuff inside, but a lot of times there's somebody might be sitting next to you going through the same thing, but you'll never know because you're so busy keeping your lips closed. You got to open your mouth and you have to be able to speak up. But, remembering to not pour more into people that when you don't have anything for yourself.
It's going to go part 2. If the gentleman did the 1,000 time plus gentleman summit, or just moms or whatnot, whatever you want. We gang now. You part of the family.
Well, I appreciate
you know what I'm
it.
saying?
So, I think you guys will have a good time at the Gentleman Summit. We have an amazing time, and then the finale. We get all of the boys in the room, and we have all the ties on the table, and then they get to pick ties, and we have all of the men circle them.
That's dope.
And so we take a moment for them to be able to see their village, and then they teach them how to tie the ties, and we let the moms come in, and it's always lots of tears because it's such a moment, for a lot of the moms that are single moms, and they don't have that, community.
Yeah.
So in that moment, they have community. So, even if y'all should just come through, we have a good time.
Listen, I know the tons of ties, so you let me know I'm there. Well, I got a couple ties to donate too.
February 8th.
Yeah, yes, man. I'll be throwing my tie. I'm like, get the tie. But I know the tie, though. But yeah, no. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
So this is the most important question of the whole interview. Where can people learn more? Where can they be a part of the organization? Where can they get the books? All that good information.
Okay, so 1,000 Ties, we are always looking for male mentors. 1,000ties.net. Go on our website.
Steve.
We are always looking for mentors. My books, you can get them. So I'll say this. You can get them on Amazon, Walmart, Target, and Barnes & Noble, but they will not be autographed. To get an autographed book, you have to get it on my website, jowansmith.com. Okay. And for our life skills program is Getting Our Babies to College 101. If you are interested, we come out. We do youth groups, church groups, school groups, any kind of group. And the curriculum is on the website. So even organizations that have similar programming, we might have something on our list that you don't have. And so you can, book us for that.
And by the way, all my people, you're watching the video. I know you love YouTube, right? Where you're watching the video, and the show notes will be all that information. So you can get your book, the curriculum, do whatever you want, and more in the show notes. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks so much. I have fun.
No, I'm yeah, no, this is good. This is good. Like I said, she was like, Brad, I'm like, Jesus, God. It was so crazy. I didn't see nobody. I'm like, who said that?
I was behind the car.
right.
I'm like, wait, I think that's him.
But it all worked out. We had a good time, and now you part of the game. Okay? Guys, we got to pay some bills. first and foremost. Guys, we're not having the sweetest day entrepreneur game because we're doing Valentine's Day now. So if you are a single entrepreneur here in the city, we have the honor of having a game where you can find love. You know, so if you are single on these streets, you know, you don't have to be single anymore. We have eligible bachelors and bachelor. No popping up balloons, by the way. We ain't popping up balloons. We gonna do it right. Okay, you might not see their face to the very end, but you get to choose. You get to choose. So remember, old day for all my old younger people, when there's a game called the Day Games come on TV, where it was one person behind the curtain and it was three bachelor or bachelorettes behind the other side of the curtain. You ask them questions out of the three you chose. And then, you know, you chose from the three. And we have dates that you can choose from, and you gotta go to date and find love. You know? So, so wait, time out. Brittany's been on. Brittany's been on twice.
No, just one.
Just one time?
Yeah,
Yo, sorry, my bad. My memory's bad.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, Brittany won on top of that.
I did.
Yeah. And she didn't find love that way. We find love that way. But you can.
I love another way, okay?
But you can't sue them. You can't sue. But look out for that coming soon, guys. November 10th. We will be at the amazing Ford Bistro. We are doing our mental health and entrepreneurship final panel of the year. Where we talk about how, as not just entrepreneurs, this is everyday people, how we're dealing with anxiety, we're overwhelmed, we're stressed. We are just living this life, just not feeling it. So we will have mental health professionals. We will have service. We will have everything you need to help you get through these troublesome times. Because statistics show that during the holiday season, when we see the number one times of suicide throughout the year. So we want to do our part to make sure that you have everything you need and then some. Okay, so get your ticket for that. More information for that soon.
Make sure you guys come and check out my podcast, Beauty Told. Again, giving you guys great relational advice with great guests, where we just take a topic, we expound on it, and you get to hear through our story ways that you can make better changes for your life. So again, if you can be able to learn from our story, then we know it was a story well told on Beauty Told. Absolutely. I cannot wait to see you guys there.
Yes. Robbie, we your podcast coming.
Don't play with it. Remember what Red said?
I like messing with Robbie though. But no, you know, if anything, I'm gonna you know, if anything, no, if anyone in this world can test it, Brandon gonna push you.
He will. Yeah,
Brandon gonna push you, all right.
He will. I agree.
I'm pushing the less though. But yeah, no. I have the gift and ability to see greatness in everyone. And one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get you there.
Sure.
Yep.
That's true. He will. He's gonna push you to the future. And we will be at Future Land, by the way, guys. October 10th through the 12th. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be a grand-filled event. And not only are we going to be in the building, but we will be on the stage. Okay? So, Brandon, tell me a little bit more about what they can expect.
Madam, what we do here at the Police Experience, what we do best, we make podcasts, don't we? And we're going to teach you, yes, you the person watching, yes, you the person listening, how to create your own for your own business and whatnot. Because in 2024 beyond, there was websites, there was social media, and now you need a podcast. And how can you differentiate yourself in your field? Podcast. How can you create unlimited content for your brand? Podcast. How can you get more money? Podcast. It's the one-stop shop. So we're going to show you the amazing team here at the Police Experience. We're going to have the whole squad going to be there. And we all going to talk about what we do best here. We're going to teach you how you can do it for yourself. So be in the room, learn, and do it.
That's right.
Do it.
He pushing y'all too. He pushing y'all to the tickets. Get your tickets.
Get your tickets, yes. Lastly, guys, the amazing team here at the Police Experience. I want you to do me a favor. As you're looking at the show, I need you to patronize all these amazing people. We got Miss Sam Walsh over here. So I don't got my hand on her right now. She is the #1 host in the city. I need you to go check her out. Get her to host your events, whatever you got going on. We got Steve and Bree, the dynamic duo of all time. They are just phenomenal videographers, photographers, and just visionaries all together. So get booked for next event. We got Miss Michelle Gates behind the camera right now, doing what she do best or whatnot. She probably schedule somebody, help them with their business. She can help you too. You already know Miss Brittany and whatnot. And then we are here at 2U Wines, the best wine in the world. I'm not even saying in the city, in the world. 2U Wines is every single time. Catchphrase. Use that, Nikia. But no, seriously though, I need you guys to check out the main team here. We wouldn't be where we are without them. And lastly, I want to thank you, yes, you, the person watching, you, the person listening, because as of right now, 7.8 million views. Check the scoreboard. It's doing what it needs to do. And then I need you to understand the importance of that. This is Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio. A lot of them did a little, but do that, right? That is crazy because you think about Cleveland, Ohio, you think about Bone Thugs and Harmony, you think about LeBron James, you think about podcasting, but obviously y'all are. And I just want to talk about the amazing entrepreneurs we have had on this amazing podcast, like Miss Smith here, and y'all keep showing up every week. So we want to thank y'all for that. 17,000 subscribers and just counting. And it's because y'all, we're doing something right. We're doing God's will here. So I just want to thank y'all for liking, sharing, subscribing, and please don't stop. Please don't stop. And guys, episode 262, roll to 300. We almost there, y'all. So we'll see y'all next time. Peace.